Do a quick word. Because I have just been sitting with the ancestral mothers really for the last few days. I just wrapped up a service that was absolutely beautiful, stunning, where I work with the ancestral mothers. And now I feel a release to come back before the collective and give a message. So we're going to do that right now. Um, I think I want to use some tarot, and we're going to use some oracle decks. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. What is the message for us today? What's the message for the collective today? Hey, a sage named Simone. Hey, Sydney. Y'all know I like to come on here, pop on, and give a little message. Happy November. Happy new month. We're coming up on a full moon, too, so there's a lot going on right now. Let's get a collective message. What's the message that we all need to hear in this moment? Stormy. I'm going to pull one from this deck too, and then we'll get into the tarot. You know what's so funny is before I got onto this call, I kept singing that song. I told the storm to pass. Storm, you can't last. Hey, Rory. I was hearing that song before I came into this reading, so maybe that's what somebody needs to hear, is that the storm that you are facing right now is about to pass. The winds are about to change. The rain is about to stop. The flood waters are going to recede. Maybe that's what you needed to hear. Because I keep hearing this song, and that's one of my favorite songs to conjure to. I told the storm to pass. Storm, you can't last. Go away. I command you to move today. Ooh. All right. What are the messages for the collective in this hour? We have Goddess of the North. Goddess of the North. I told you I've been working with the mothers, so I'm not surprised to see that. Goddess of the North. And this card has Saturn. You can see Saturn kind of in the background. Saturn can speak to us about restrictions and limitations, right? And so if you've been feeling like that, if you've been feeling like things have been restricted, that you've been blocked on every side, like that, this is an acknowledgement that the spirits can see this and can know, can understand what's going on. But there is support, right? This Goddess of the North is standing in front of the limitation, meaning that what was trying to keep even your help from getting to you, it can't work. It won't work. The storms are real. They are not made up. They are not in your imagination. I hate that whole idea that, sometimes, I'll say it like this. There are some things that are within your control, and there are some things that are not within your control. There are some things that are happening in your life because of certain decisions that you made or didn't make. And then there are some things that are just capitalism, that are just patriarchy, that are just whiteness, that are just these other systems that are beyond you. And so I want there to be, like, sometimes we need to actually acknowledge that there is a storm, acknowledge that things are hard. That does not have to negate your faith. That does not have to negate the power of the spirits and the ancestors that can work with us. But I think that it's important for us to name how hard things are right now. So Spirit is saying, yeah, we know that shit is rocky right now. Yes, exactly. When things are not in your control, it's okay to call it exactly what it is. Capitalism. I like that. Yeah. I want to read from this guidebook about the Goddess of the North. And then I'm going to pull some tarot. Spirit. I think this is a spirit card. I think. Child, hold on. I gotta find it. Let me just thumb through it. Okay, that's Goddess of the East. There we go. Goddess of the North. It says, prepare yourself. The North is a cold and dark place. It is time to grow and make room for enlightenment and expansion. Trust yourself to know what you need to overcome the obstacles that come with a cooler climate. Take this time to plan your actions for spring. So this is perfect for this time of season that we're in. Literally, we're entering into the colder seasons. And so this is the time to prepare. Do a lot of preparing for hibernation and preparing for the expansion that's to come in spring, right? So it says, take this time to plan your actions for the spring, weeding your garden, and then preparing to plant your next step in the earth, letting your seeds develop into a new bounty. Earth carries adaptability and creativity, and with it, you will feel the need to expand. North represents introspection. Invite great wisdom and great thought into what comes next in your growth and journey. As right and true as true north is, you need to be just as sure about grounding yourself and preparing for the active changes your introspection will bring. You are at a point of endless possibility and boundless potential for something great. Take care to follow through. And for your action, it says, learn something new about yourself and your true path and put it into action. Challenge yourself to create. Challenge yourself to create. So that means that even in the face of the storm, that is not an excuse to stop moving, to stop creating. This is not a lay down and die season, even though it's cold, right? Even though it's stormy. This is not a season to give up, right? This is a season to go within, right? To go within, to be with yourself. What does it mean for you to be with yourself? To be with the hard emotions, to be with the pain and betrayal, to be with the sorrow and the grief, to be with it and not hide from it or run from it or disassociate, but to be with it. What might that actually open up for you to experience? What might that allow for you to create? How might that invite others to support you in this moment? Okay, let's pull some tarot. That's what I told the storm. I told the storm to pass. Storm, you can't last. Whew, I feel the mothers. All right, well, if the mothers have something to say, speak up. 4 sticks. 4 sticks. Hi, Olivia. 4 sticks. The 4 sticks speaks to us about, 1, gatherings. Gatherings. And I'm interested in that's really interesting. Because we just talked about introspection. And the 4 of Sticks can be a very social card. And so I'm wondering, remember, I just said not to disassociate from the hard feelings, the all those things, because when we are experiencing triggers, when we're being triggered, it's not just the you that's happening, that's experiencing it now. It's the you that first experienced the wound, right? It's that version of you. And so what might it be like for you to bring in all those versions of you to congregate with yourself and selves, to usher in and bring your ancestors into that moment? And this don't feel like no time of despair. When the Four of Sticks is here, there is a need for a focus on home, safety, and boundaries. Home, safety, and boundaries. But what's also so exciting is that with the Four of Sticks, there is celebration. With the Four of Sticks, there is joy, right? Within the confines of safety. That's why I'm safe. That's why I'm safe. Interesting. Safe. You have the star. I really feel, put one more card with the Nine of Swords. Yeah. Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Nine of Swords. I really feel like there is going to be a temptation and what's the word I'm looking for? Let me just say it how I'm hearing it. I see some people entering into despair because of what is happening in their lives right now. We saw that very clearly with the Stormy card, right? We see that again with the Nine of Swords. But the Star card is in the center. The Star card is about hope that really don't make no sense. The Star card is about dreams being fulfilled and the faith that's necessary in order to hold on just a little longer so you can get, right, to the expected end. To the Four of Sticks, that's the home, that's safety, that's boundaries, that's joy, that's experiencing milestones. That is the Three of Cups, which is the gathering that I talked about. Family, friends, loved ones being around you, community. This is the Black Queer Tarot. All of this is at play and happening now. So when I say be with the parts of yourselves that feel angry, the parts of yourselves that feel in despair, this is not the time to push them aside, to demonize them or make them feel small. What would it be like for you to be with the part of yourself that doesn't believe? To be with the part of yourself that is sad, right? Can you be there with that part of you? And can you allow others to be there with you while you're in it in this season? Can your hands receive that care? Can your mouth ask for the things that you want? Can your heart believe that help will come when you ask for it? And how many know, especially if you happen to have ancestors who were enslaved, who were victims of racial violence in any way? Even in the depths of despair that our ancestors faced, they also found a little joy. So I believe that's what the 4-6 is saying. Can you find a pocket of joy? Can you find a little bit of something to smile about, to keep you going, to keep that flame of hope alive in you so that you don't lay down and die? So that you don't lay down and give up for good. Can you give yourself, allow yourself some joy there? And I know we're entering into time just changed for a lot of us. We're entering into that time of year where a lot of seasonal depression starts to come up. So what are the ways that you can begin to care for yourself now in preparation for that? We're going into the darker seasons, right? Where can you give yourself some light, right? For those of you who are spiritualists, hoodoos, whatever, witchy, we understand the purpose of giving light, lighting your altars, doing those things for your ancestors. What light can you give to yourself? Can you give yourself some light today? Something about that feels so important. For some of you, you may have been giving all to your ancestors, crying, pouring all out at the altar. And what I hear so clearly is give yourself some light first. Before you give to us, give to you. Give yourself some light. Because you are the one in your experience. You are the one in your life. You are the one living inside of your skin, living inside of your circumstances. Give yourself a gift of light. Mom. 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 In preparation for what is to come. I'm working. I'll be out soon. That's my baby wanting my attention. So I'm gonna take that as my key to go. What more is there? There's a phrase that I heard yesterday, and I'm trying to remember. Yeah, the babies want all of our attention. Okay, it's definitely the inner child, definitely that. Even in that, because one thing about my baby, she be preaching with me. Even in that, don't sequester yourself away from the babies in you, the younger versions of you. Don't let them have to come knock and say, "Where are you?" Be accessible to yourself in this season. That's what I want to end on. Be accessible to yourself. That might mean, in some regard, withholding your energy from certain things in this time as an act of care, not isolation, as an act of care. Just don't stay away too long. Make sure you come back. Make sure you let people love on you. As I've been saying so religiously lately, sweetness is the standard. And if that is true, where can you make it so in your life? Where can you make it so in your life? The Nine of Swords is my card that is, for me, it's the trouble don't last always. And weeping may endure for a night, but joy always comes in the morning. Joy will come in the morning. Not just the daylight, but in the morning, your grief, joy will come there too. I know sometimes we think that joy and grief have to be like this, separate ends of the ring. I think that joy and mourning are more like this. They work hand in hand together. And as confusing as sometimes that can feel to our systems, what if we don't question it and we just go with it? What if we let joy be a part of our grief rituals? Yeah. Yeah, they go together real bad. That's right. I didn't know that I was going to give this kind of a message, but we just going to let that be what it is, because I know that the spirits are wise and they know the days are getting darker, but we can always tap into our North Star in ourselves and in our communities and in our spirit lives. So find your joy in the morning. I love y'all. Please be well. I hope to be here soon. Take care of yourself. And yeah, Sweetness is the standard. Don't forget. Talk real soon.